If you're heading to the Orlando area and looking for a hotel, you might feel super bogged down in all of the options, reading reviews, trying to find real-life info about the hotels rather than just looking at the hotel websites. There's a lot to choose from, and there are a wide variety of factors to consider when looking for a hotel or resort that can make the search for the right place super overwhelming. Not every hotel is for every individual, so my goal on this channel is to lay out the amenities and unique features of the hotels I review, show you a brief tour of a hotel room and the facilities, and lay out what I believe are the pros and cons of staying here. I also give you my firsthand opinions and feedback about the hotels I stay in to help you decide if a particular resort is right for you. Then you can decide if it's the place for you or not. If you love getting a sneak peek into destinations or hotels, or enjoy travel vlogs to follow along with others' travels and get ideas for your upcoming trips, then stick around and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified when I post new videos. I would love for you to be a part of this community. On my recent visit to Disney World, I stayed in the Fairfield Inn, Lake Buena Vista, for 2 nights. Prior to my family's arrival in Orlando, I drove down early to have a few extra days in the park and also to not limit what we could bring down to Florida with us. This saves the stress of weighing baggage, worrying about what souvenirs we can buy, and allows me to pack extra groceries and essentials for our stay. Because this was a pre-trip for me, I wasn't looking for luxury in this particular stay. I wanted value and limited or no extra fees. This was one of the only Marriott hotels in the area that I could find with no resort fee, free parking, and complimentary breakfast. So I said, sign me up. Plus, I really wanted to check it out for my viewers. Let me give you a quick overview of the hotel, and then we will dive into the details and nitty-gritty of my stay. There are 2 Fairfield Inn Suites in the Lake Buena Vista area. One is located in the Marriott Village, along with several other hotels. That one does have a resort fee and parking fee. But one benefit of staying there is that you can enjoy the amenities of the other hotels in that Marriott Village. The Fairfield Inn we will be discussing today is the one located on South Apopka Vineland Road. It is 18 miles from the Orlando International Airport and 42 miles from the Orlando Sanford Airport. Amenities include an outdoor swimming pool open 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., a fitness center that is open 24/7, free Wi-Fi, free parking, complimentary breakfast from 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m., laundry facilities, and a small convenience store. This Fairfield Inn is considered a Walt Disney World Good Neighbor Hotel. Disney Good Neighbor hotels are AAA approved, have to follow Disney's standards for comfort and quality, boast close proximity to Disney property, and have a guest services desk in the hotel where you can get help planning your stay, though I recommend planning way in advance of your arrival, but if you need help, there is a planning desk. They offer complimentary scheduled transportation to Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios only, so only those 2 parks at this particular hotel. I did not use this service when I was there because I had my car, but there is a waiting area for the buses right outside of the hotel for this complimentary service. One important note about the transportation is that you will want to reserve a spot on the shuttles that you want to use each day when before you visit the parks. So when you arrive at the hotel, make sure you schedule your transportation for the days that you will be using it. Other Disney Good Neighbor hotel features at the Fairfield Inn include some Disney touches throughout the hotel lobby, including the Mickey Mouse TV with info about the Disney parks, Disney-themed decor on the floors and elevators, and even a fun photo spot with stormtroopers for fun family photos and selfies. The hotel even serves Mickey waffles at breakfast, something that I thought was incredibly special. You don't get those just everywhere, so it's like a special perk in my opinion. The room I stayed in was a standard 2-queen room. It was an average hotel room size with coffee and tea, a refrigerator, TV, desk and chair. One thing I loved about the layout of the room was the extra sink and mirror located outside of the bathroom. This is an especially nice feature when you're traveling with several people. The bathroom had a large shampoo, conditioner, and body wash fixed to the inside of the shower, and there was also one small bar of soap and a tiny complimentary body lotion. I'll get to my pros and cons of the room in a minute, but first let me show you the rest of the facility. We'll start with the fitness room. For the small space, they fit quite a bit of equipment in there. Right next to the fitness center is a door at the back of the hotel leading to the pool. The pool is located behind the hotel and is actually separate from the hotel building, but it's surrounded by a wall, so it's not attached, it's not like there's a walkway to it. It actually leads to the outside of the hotel, and then from there you can either go to the parking lot or you can go to the pool. To get to it, you exit the back door of the hotel and then enter the gate to the pool area. The pool is accessible from the parking lot, basically. It's a bit basic and lacking in any ambiance, but if you just need a place to cool off in the pool, it will do the job. There's no shade in the area. Everything's completely exposed to the sun, but towels are provided and the pool is heated. Now for the pros and cons. For pros, my number one is value. One of the main reasons I chose this resort is that I wanted a great value. I wasn't looking for anything flashy. I liked that there was no additional resort fee, no parking fee, and breakfast was included with the stay. I wasn't looking for a ton of resort amenities and wasn't planning to use the pool, though the pool is fine. There wasn't much to it. This was a pre-trip for me before my family joined me for a week on Disney property. So my plan was to be in the parks most of the time during this 2-night stay. I just needed a clean, simple place to sleep. This is a great value if you're looking to save money on hotel accommodations so that you can budget more for the rest of your vacation. The absence of a resort fee is a huge perk to me because the rate listed when you book your hotel is the actual price you're gonna pay. Free parking is huge when some hotels can charge anywhere from $20 to $30 per night, many times for parking. Also, free breakfast is especially a great savings when traveling with a family. Saving money on, every breakfast every morning really adds up. All right, number 2, let's talk about the awesome breakfast. There were grab-and-go items, fresh fruit, hot breakfast items, and 2 Mickey waffle irons where you could make your own waffles. I also enjoyed the oatmeal bar, but there were lots more to choose from. Yogurts, breads, all kinds of stuff, juice, coffee. It was very well stocked. Another positive for staying here is the rewards. If you're a member of the Marriott Bonvoy program, you get points for your stays here or can redeem points and stay for a discount or for free, depending on how many points you have. This is a perk you don't get when you stay on property at Disney or Universal resorts. I love rewards programs, so this is a major perk for me.
Something else I got when I checked in to the hotel is this, they have a kind of a little guest services area, and you're supposed to take this little coupon to them. It's just a bunch of advertisements probably. So it's the I Love Orlando magazine. You get a map of Orlando, dining options, shopping, entertainment, coupon offers, and then attraction information. That's one thing you get. And then because I was a Marriott Bonvoy member, they had this little wheel that you spin when you get there, and some of them were for extra Bonvoy points, which I would have preferred that. But I got chocolate chip cookies, so it was cookies, or they had different amounts of points, 250 Bonvoy points, 1,000 was the highest. But anyway, I got some chocolate chip cookies, so that's okay. That was a little something I wasn't expecting at check-in.
Location is the next pro. The Fairfield Inn is not too far from the Disney parks. It was only about a 10-minute drive to most of the parks, depending on the traffic and which park I was visiting. I didn't go to the Universal parks on this trip, but it is in close proximity to the Universal parks as well. All right, so let's go to the cons. If you compare the Fairfield Inn Suites to the Disney resort hotels and some of the other hotels in the area that cater to Disney resort guests, it is a bit lacking in ambiance and resort feel. It's located in a shopping center, so it doesn't feel like much of a retreat from anything. When you pull up, you're just parking in a shopping center parking lot. In fact, I parked behind the shopping center most of the time because parking near the front of the hotel was always full. There were a few things about the room that bothered me a bit. First, there were a few dark hairs still in the bathtub. Not the end of the world, but I'm not a fan of having other people's hairs in my shower.
I did find a couple of hairs that are not mine. So there, and then there's another one right here. It's a very dark hair and it's not mine. I'm not trying to be super picky. I try to be thorough with these reviews so that you're getting really honest opinions and information.
Another thing about the tub was that some of the features were a bit worn out. The plug for the bathtub drain was closed, and I had to work at it a bit to be able to pull it up enough to twist it open. Otherwise, my feet were gonna be taking a bath. I guess the piece on top of the plug had come off at some point or something, so it was just very hard to lift up.
Pull that out. I'm not sure how you get that up. I just came in to take a shower. I can't get it out. The water is draining down through this tiny little hole. So these don't come up like oh wait. I'm gonna have to dig it up. Okay, I was able to finally prop it open enough where I could twist it so that it would be up. That's a little interesting.
There were towels decorating the bed, and I saw this hair, dark hair, on this hand towel that was on the bed.
Next, I totally get that this hotel is located in Florida, and Florida does have a lot of bugs, but I was a bit taken aback when I saw a tiny spider on my pillow. It was very small, okay, but it was on my pillow. In a corner, on a dresser, wouldn't bother me so much, but finding it on a pillow weirded me out just for a second. Not a huge deal. I killed it and didn't find any other bugs in my room, but at first I was worried there were bugs in my bed, but there weren't. So I survived. I did check and there were no bugs. There were no other bugs in the bed, just a little spider on my pillow.
Oh my word, I just noticed there's a bug in my bed. Guess it's just a spider. It's a small one, but that is very disconcerting. Okay, I don't want to forget to mention this. When I came in, this was sticking out. The mattress on the bed is kind of stuck on the other side, and you could, if you didn't realize it, you could come and hurt yourself there on that. So it needs to be pushed over, but I'm not a huge fan of that design. I feel like that design kind of is asking for somebody to get hurt. Anyway, also there have been people talking in the hallways kind of loudly, and it's close to midnight, so that's also not cool.
One other negative about my stay was that there were quite a few people coming through the hallways late at night that were not considerate of sleeping guests. There was some loud talking and laughing in the hallways. I totally understand people often, forget how late it is and can speak loudly without thinking about it when they're coming in for the night. But some of this was just disrespectful. Some of the guests that were walking through the hallways were almost yelling. I usually bring earplugs, an eye mask, and play white noise on my phone, but I prefer not to use the earplugs if I don't have to. So this was a night I needed the earplugs. The noise wasn't all through the night or anything, but it was sporadic over a window of time between 10:30 p.m. and midnight or a little after midnight. Another downside is that there were a lot of people at this hotel. There are a lot of families coming to this area on a budget, so those rooms are packed, and it makes the lobby and breakfast area feel crowded at times. It was more common for the lobby to be full mid-morning and in the evenings, but it was rare to see the lobby absent of a group of people, especially the breakfast. If you go to the breakfast area during peak times, it is absolutely packed and crazy. This is common with hotel breakfast areas in general, but this one was extra crazy. Think Disney park crowd chaos in a breakfast buffet. I loved that breakfast was included, and so did everybody else. So if you plan to go to breakfast, I recommend going within the first hour of the breakfast time rather than later. It was a madhouse during the last hour of breakfast between 8 and 9. When I went earlier in the morning though, between 6:30 and 7:30, it was way more open and easy to get what I needed without almost bumping into someone. Lastly, this is a minor thing, but the luggage carts were a pain to use. I had several loads to bring into the hotel because I didn't want them to stay out in the heat of the Florida summer, but I had packed for my whole family, so I had to bring a lot into the room, and they were a bit challenging to maneuver.
The carts that you use to take your luggage up to the rooms are so challenging to maneuver and steer. I didn't even have it full. Like, I had it maybe 2 layers high and a couple of bags hanging, and it was so hard to maneuver it over things, into the elevators, out of the elevators. Somebody had to help me get out of the elevator. It was not a pretty sight. So that is a little frustrating.
Really, when deciding on if this is the right place for you, you just need to decide what is most important to you. If you like staying in the Disney bubble like I generally do, then this may only be a good option for you on your travel day or the night before you leave. I often like to have a longer trip, but I don't need a bunch of resort amenities the day I drive or fly in. I love saving money and staying somewhere that is a little less expensive and then driving to another hotel or resort the next morning to take full advantage of the whole day spent at the Disney resort. Also, when staying solo, I didn't care for all the bells and whistles of another resort. I saved my money for the family trip. This also may be a great option for you if you are the type of person that rarely comes to the hotel and really only needs a place to sleep. If you like to be out all day and don't need a bunch of resort amenities, then this is a great way to save money so you can spend more money on park tickets, dining, souvenirs, and other things that matter more to you. And this is also a great place, again, if you're trying to stay with a lot of people, if you have a good, a large family, and you really just want to save on the hotel, that can be a huge savings for you on your travel. Hotel is a huge chunk of the expense of a trip. So if you're able to save on one meal a day with the free breakfast, not having to pay for parking or any other resort fees, and that's a minimal expense for you, then it can almost make Disney a lot more affordable, or Universal a lot more affordable to you. So it certainly is worth checking out if you're really just trying to travel on a budget and don't really care about having a big resort.
The hotel is right over here. There's a Pizza Hut here, and then the hotel is right here, right there. And then over here, there's the smoke shop. There's a restaurant, several restaurants, gifts and t-shirt store, Steak and Shake. I think there's a Dollar Tree, and then there's also a gas station right over here. So that's really handy that there's a gas station right here in the same little parking lot. Several restaurants, and then there's like Sunny's Barbecue across the street, a Chili's. There's a big souvenir type shop right across the street over there. So lots of things right in this area. And then it shares the parking lot with a lot of restaurants and a gas station, which I think is really great. And then there's also a Kentucky Fried Chicken right here.
All right, so would I stay here again? Like I said, I love staying on property at Disney and Universal, but there is a time and place for staying off-site. This definitely wouldn't be my first pick of a hotel to stay in the Orlando area, but it was totally fine for a few nights before my stay at another resort. Like I said, there were a couple of things that were kind of downsides, and the noise at night was not my favorite, but it wasn't the whole night. I would do it again for the value on my travel day or as a split stay with an on-site resort to extend my trip without breaking the bank. I loved the complimentary parking, proximity to the parks, and the incredible variety at the breakfast buffet. I also love that they didn't gouge me with the extra resort fee. Thank you, Fairfield Inn, for making your listed price the actual price. I wish other hotels would follow suit. Overall, it was a pleasant stay. All right, well, thanks so much for watching, y'all, and stay into the end. I hope this tour and review was helpful to you as you make your travel plans to the Orlando area. Again, if you're not subscribed to my channel and love all things travel, please make sure to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.